Alright, we're gonna do this guide in 3 simple steps. Clip, items, and dodging. Let's go. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Alright, for armor, I would personally recommend the Wolfram armor set as there aren't really any others to choose from. The only other armor would be the Flink's fur coat. The Wolfram armor set does allow you to turn into a mech that can deal tons of crazy damage and does overall the same thing. Moving on to the weapons, such as the Frost Blossom staff, the Stormjaw staff, even the Wolfram controller. The Stormjaw staff absolutely tanks this boss. In the clip you would see I'm using the Frost Blossom staff, but I would actually recommend using 2 Stormjaws rather than that. As a whip, the Snapthorn is going to be the best. You can use the Leather Whip to whip stack, but I wouldn't personally recommend it because the Leather Whip has such a short range. For sentries, all I really used was the Squire Squirrel staff, as it's really easy to get. The recommended one would be the Rusty Beacon prototype, but only if you've beaten the Eye of Cthulhu. Now, that's all fun and games, but let's move on to accessories. The absolute basics will be some item used to fly. In this clip, I used the Sandstorm in a bottle as I could not get my hands on a Spectre boots or Fledgling wings. Any variation of the Hermes boots or better will be very, very important for the rest of the game. They aren't even that hard to get either. The next accessory I would recommend as a summoner would be the Wolfram Battery, giving you increased summon damage and will be needed for later accessories. The Spirit Glyph. I never got my hands on this during the clip, but it is very, very good, giving you buff, stuff that can help you out, but it is kind of hard to get your hands on. Besides these 4 or so accessories, anything will work just fine, and I wish you luck for the next stage. Dodging. King Slime is a pretty basic boss for dodging, and I'm sure we'll go over it kinda quickly. For starters, while King Slime is big, and before he has entered his second phase really, you can actually run under any single one of his jumps. It's risky, but if it's necessary, it will do. Otherwise, just run in a straight line with those Hermes boots, and you will outrun him. During second phase, while his ruby is out, it will always be attacking where you are about to go next. There are 2 ways to avoid this attack. There's the way I did in the clip, which is while you're running, suddenly slow down and then double click A or D, whichever direction you're going, quickly go back into that run. It is much more stressful than the second one, but it is slightly easier and you do not have to worry about jumping all the time, which leads us into our next way of dodging. If you time it right, every time as the ruby attacks you can jump, causing the projectile to go outward. This is sort of like multitasking, which is why I didn't really use it, but if you're good enough you can easily bypass their attacks. If you keep it up, just switch to the left and right of your arena, and you'd be no-hitting them in no time. His phase 3 is a little bit harder, but if you use a Wolfram mech bot, you can easily kill him very quickly. All is the same except there is a ninja during this phase. However, if you keep running in a straight path, most of the projectiles will not hit you. And if you touch the ninja himself, he will not damage you either. So all you seriously need to do is keep doing what you were doing before, except watch out for the shurikens. In case a shuriken comes your way, just jump. I record my videos in the order of the boss checklist, which should be in the description below. The next video will be about no-hitting the Desert Scourge, which I found to be a piece of cake. And see you on the flip side.